When we think of aging, we often imagine inevitable decline, something that just happens spontaneously with time. But have you ever stopped to wonder how our beliefs about aging came to be? From ancient myths about magical elixirs to modern scientific debates about maximum longevity, humans have always been obsessed with finding ways to, well, as we like to think, cheat time. But what if aging isn't as automatic as we think? Today we'll explore the history of age-related beliefs and discover how many ideas about aging have been, well, a little ridiculous. And they could be that way now. All this and more today on the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast.
Welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast
with Garrett Williamson.
Health, wellness, exercise, nutrition, and a whole lot more. Got questions? Call us and leave a message at 251-278-EDGE or message us at Personal Edge Fitness on Facebook and Instagram, at Team PE on Twitter, or personaledgefitness.com.
Welcome to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast, where we are dispelling the myths of health, fitness, and wellness. I'm your host, Garrett Williamson, president of Personal Edge Fitness, and today we're diving into the fascinating and sometimes bizarre history of beliefs about aging. Throughout history, humans have tried everything from elixirs to magic potions to delay aging. But modern science is now revealing just how far off some of those ideas were, and even some ideas we have today. I want to let you know, if you have any questions about today's episode, or if you'd like to learn more, feel free to reach out to us at 251-278-3343. That's 251-278-EDGE. You can email me directly at garrett@personaledgefitness.com or visit personaledgefitness.com, our website. You can also connect with us on X at Team PE or Facebook at Personal Edge Fitness. Now, let's dive into the history of and explore how our understanding of aging has evolved through the ages. Let's start by traveling back to ancient times, where beliefs about aging were heavily tied to divine forces. In ancient Greece, Aristotle thought aging was a natural decline caused by the body's heat burning out, much like a candle slowly melting away. Then you have the Egyptians, who believed longevity was a gift from the gods, reserved only for the chosen ones, like the pharaohs. Embalming bodies and creating potions were all part of their effort to stop aging. Although some of their methods might sound pretty ridiculous today, imagine drinking honey mixtures to live longer. And actually, this could explain why our understanding about aging is a little bit off course even now. It wasn't just the Greeks and Egyptians, though. In China, Emperor Qin Shi Huang famously sought the elixir of life, even consuming mercury in the hope there was a common thread in becoming immortal. Everyone wanted to find out a way to cheat aging, but all these magical beliefs were grounded in one idea, that aging was something to fear, something inevitable, unless you found a way to outsmart it. By the way, the mercury thing, it didn't work out too well. While many ancient cultures feared aging, others revered it. Take the indigenous cultures, for example. Native American tribes viewed elders as the keepers of wisdom and knowledge. Aging wasn't something to dread, but something to respect. The elderly played vital roles in their communities, and physical decline wasn't seen as a tragedy, but as a natural part of life's journey. In Europe, the Middle Ages painted a different picture. Aging was often linked to divine will, and people believed illness and frailty were God's punishment. It was a stark contrast to how other parts of the world saw aging as a time of honor. But the big takeaway here is that our beliefs about aging have always been shaped by culture, religion, and frankly, just a lot of superstition. Fast forward to the 19th and 20th centuries, and things start to get a bit more scientific. The Industrial Revolution brought with it advances in medical science, and suddenly, aging wasn't just seen as fate. People started to question whether aging could be slowed or even reversed. One early pioneer, Charles Edward Brown Séquard, tried hormone therapies to combat aging. No, they didn't quite work out. The real game changer came in the 20th century with longevity studies. Researchers started looking at populations living unusually long lives. Think Okinawa in Japan or Sardinia in Italy. These, what they call blue zones, became famous because people there not only lived longer, but also stayed healthy well into old age. Studies show that lifestyle, not just genetics, played a huge role in how we age. Now, fans of the podcast, that should ring a bell. Fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, mindset. But the big question remains, have we reached our maximum longevity? And a lot of studies, a lot of articles are talking about this now. Some scientists say the cap is around 120 years, but others argue we could go even further. It's a hot debate, and as science progresses, we're learning that aging is a lot more flexible than we once thought. Actually, as we get away from observational studies and start looking into clinical studies, we're starting to find that maybe aging doesn't equal decline. Over the last few decades, the science of aging has completely transformed. We now know that aging isn't a one-way street of decline. Take muscle regeneration. For example, studies have shown that even in people in their 80s and 90s, centurions, muscles can grow stronger with things like resistance training. The same goes for cellular repair. As I've talked about in previous podcasts, the mitochondria can even be strengthened through fitness. One of the most fascinating findings in recent years is about, like I say, mitochondria, the powerhouse of cells. While their function seems to decline as time passes by, it's now clear that exercise can actually help them function better, even as we get older. And then there's research on what they call telomeres, the little caps at the end of our chromosomes that seem to shorten as we age. While it was once thought that the telomere shortening was inevitable, we now know that lifestyle factors like stress and good nutrition can slow the process. The conclusion? Aging seems to be influenced by time, but the real deciding factor happens to be what we do every day. Fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, mindset. If today's episode has you questioning what you've been told about aging, you're not alone. We're still hearing these questions going on today. The good news is that you can take control, full control of your own aging process through fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, mindset. If you'd like to learn more about how you can manage and even improve your quote-unquote aging process, reach out to us here at Personal Edge Fitness. Call us at 251-278-3343 or email me personally at garrett@personaledgefitness.com. You can also visit personaledgefitness.com, connect with us on X at Team PE, or reach out to us through Facebook, where you may be viewing this right now, at Personal Edge Fitness. Our beliefs about aging have come a long way, but as you see from what I've showed you today, we've believed things all over the scale about aging, and we were wrong. Quite possibly, we're wrong now. As we'll explore in future episodes, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle, and mindset are the keys to staying youthful and strong, no matter what the calendar says. And this is all just one more way we help you reach a level of wellness. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to the Personal Edge Fitness Podcast with Garrett Williamson. Subscribe now and be a part of the show by calling 251-278-EDGE or message us on Facebook and Instagram at Personal Edge Fitness or at Team PE on Twitter, and visit us at personaledgefitness.com.